Hey everybody, welcome to My Green Pets. I'm William Green. Today is the 18th of November 2019, and I'm here to update you on my orchid collection, which is housed in the greenhouses of Fantasy Orchids in Louisville, Colorado. They rent space in their greenhouse, so this is what's going on with my stuff. First of all, the only thing in bloom right now is this Paphiopedilum villosum. And I took it to the Denver Orchid Society meeting last week and showed it off and did show and tell. And it's like the epitome of plant nerdiness, but it is awesome at the same time. I love this plant. I love this flower because it is so shiny. It looks like it's made out of plastic or wax or something. But the colors are also pretty cool and just reminds me of my first little path that I ever had. Right next to it is a Stanhopeia oculata that I got as a division a couple months ago, and this plant's got 3 new growths pushing out, which is great news. I'm not sure how many plant bulbs these things need to bloom, but getting closer. Bulbophylla medusae, whose clonal name last year was decided to be Chanel because she's so classy, she's in spike. She's got 13 spikes actually this year. So if they all bloom, my gosh, even if they don't all bloom, it'll be an amazing show. Last year she had 4, and it was amazing, So Bulba medusae always never fails to disappoint. Right next to that Bulbophyllum is this one. This is Lovely Elizabeth. And Lovely Elizabeth hasn't bloomed for a couple years, but I've spotted a spike the other day. We've got several new growths pushing out, but this is the only spike that I've found so far. And the reason I'm pretty certain that it's a spike is because it's growing right up against the pseudobulb in that crease there, and it's pretty slim, whereas new growths are fatter. Now my biggest Bulbophyllum, this is Hal, the Echinolabium. He's just put out 2 really nice big leaves that are hardening up really well, and I thought that he was done blooming, but look at this. Flower number 17 is currently pushing itself out of what I thought was Hal's dead spike, so that's super exciting. 17 flowers is not bad. Next to that one is this Phalaenopsis schilleriana. It's been working on this spike, believe it or not, for more than 2 months, I think, and it's still got 3 months to go. Last year this plant bloomed in March, and actually this year it's a little behind, so it might not bloom until April. The spike takes a really long time to branch out. Now moving on to the Catasetum types. These are this is my Momodia Jumbo World, which has lost all but 1 leaf, but has got 2 new growths pushing out. Now, one growth that you see there and the other growth on the other side, those are the 2 growths, but then there's also a little, what looks like it to be a little spike underneath that first growth, a little green nubbin pushing out. So it'd be interesting if this thing is putting out new growth and spiking at the same time. Certainly has never done that before. Need to let it dry out. Another one is this Fred Clarkara. It's an unnamed hybrid, and I put a little plastic bag over this one and the Momodia to keep any of the automatic watering system from watering these plants. And this one's getting pretty crispy, so I'm just going to let it continue to dry out. It hasn't really dropped any leaves, so I'm going to try to impose a little bit of the dormancy on it, and hopefully it'll get the hint. Now, the 2 Catasetum types that are causing the biggest buzz in my collection right now are this one. This is Notice Whine Delight, which, in spite of the biggest pseudobulb it's ever grown, has only got 6 measly little flowers on it, which is nothing special, but they're still very pretty, and I'm gonna be happy when they're blooming. The flowers are starting to crack open a little bit. And right next to that one is this monstrosity of a Catasetum. This is Fung Singh. It's been pushing, this is week 13 in pushing these spikes out. The buds are really starting to grow larger and larger, but you know what? You see that kind of bulbous bottom part pushing out of those flowers? I'm starting to wonder if these flowers aren't female. I would be really interested if any of you Catasetum growers out there had an opinion on this, because I've never had Catasetum flowers open, but it just looks like they're trying to turn themselves upside down, and they've got that big, rounded part on the bottom, which I'm thinking that's something female flowers have. I don't know, but either way, it will hopefully be blooming in the next week or 2. I've polled some friends on Instagram, and the average answer was 10 more days until the first bloom opens. So, man, this thing really takes its time. And that is today's update. I know it's been a short one. Like I said, not a whole lot of things in bloom, but a few things getting ready to pop open. And I think in a month or two for sure, there's going to be a lot of things in bloom, a lot of interesting, different stuff. So thanks for stopping by. I'm William Green, and we'll see you next time right here on My Green Pets. Happy growing.